Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'm going to be checking out a new-ish track from Victims. I'm very late to this, but as a lot of y'all know, I was moving. I now have my new setup here, which is much better in terms of the quality, so I am excited at least that I got to wait for that to listen to this. This is a single taken from Vol.V. That will be out on October 13th, which is a Friday the 13th, very fitting for Victims. It's Vol.V The Hurt Collection. This track is called Feed the Vice, and it features life_491, which I'm not sure who that is, but it is credited in the video, which I will be linking in the description of this video, as well as any sort of pre-orders you can get for the album, Victims merch, all their social media, all that in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. The Vol.V. Ooh, that's sick. Oh, pick it up now. Victims, Feed the Vice. Let's discuss. A track that is an absolute ass beater front to back, which even considering that, so my favorite tracks of the more recent stuff that Victims has been doing, they've actually, for the most part, fallen on the lighter side of their entire discography. They do, throughout all of the volumes, I would say they've always kind of experimented or had some palate cleansing tracks, tried something different. So I don't think that, you know, Volume 4 was new in a sense of experimenting and stuff, but New Face, Same Loneliness, and Suddenly Everything Changed were two tracks that took me by surprise and just live in my head. They're incredibly catchy. The types of screams that you're getting are still equally as emotive as the majority of their discography, and this song would be a great example as well. Pissed. in this track, but it's just a much different feeling, and those songs really stuck with me off of Volume 4. But my other favorite track, maybe even above both of those, would be Carefully Caged, and that has the complete opposite energy. I have been listening to Victims for quite some time now, and I have felt like the more that the band progresses, like with each volume, it's aligning more with my taste. So something like this is very exciting for me to see, because it feels like all of my favorite parts of like their heaviest songs polished up and put into one. It's got the most obnoxious drop at the end of it, and I loved it. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the song. But like I said, bringing that intensity with the piss-sounding vocals, they have a very unique sound. When I hear a song from Victims, I know exactly who I'm listening to, and I feel, after listening to so much music on the channel through streams, videos, people recommending stuff, at some point there are some bands that blend together for me, whether it may be that I don't listen a ton to the subgenre that they fall into, or that there are some bands that I haven't listened to a ton, and so and have very similar qualities, so they sort of, it meshes together, and I go, oh, is this band or that? But Victims is a band that I feel has had their sound since the beginning. Vocals help a lot with that, and I love when they take some time to sort of experiment. They have some really cool tracks, like stuff that Meredith will sing on. I've always really enjoyed that, because it's such a different approach for them, but they're a band where I know Meredith is a huge part of this band, a founding member, and listens to a lot of music, and Blink being a favorite band and stuff. I imagine kind of getting to switch up some of the sounds sometimes and try out new things is probably fun, and I like seeing that a lot. I keep on, in everything I'm recording today, bringing up the new Johnny Booth album that I just did a video for, but I think the same thing goes when you're looking at, not this track necessarily, this feels very Victims. It feels like Victims in their best form, because it's pissed, it's relentless, it is got some huge moments in it. Some of that work from Meredith too, like on the cymbal, it's just gonna live in my head. But in terms of being excited for the full Volume 5, I think I'm gonna look forward to the things that catch me by surprise as well. I'm not at all worried about like enjoying the heavier tracks, because I think as they've progressed as a band, the tracks like this that are just ass beaters, they work so much better for me. Consistently, they've always had. I wouldn't have gotten into the band if that hadn't been the case previously, but there would be on their earlier volumes, there are some places on the albums where stuff just doesn't quite hit as hard, and then they have some tracks that are like way up here for me, an absolute favorite. And then as the volumes progress and you get into their more recent albums, I'm finding it to be more consistent, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say here. And Volume 4 was a very exciting one because of the tracks that I mentioned being a really unexpected direction for me, and then being some of my favorites. Carefully Caged is just a killer track, and I think speaks to what we're talking about here, about them having really polished the sound of like the aggression and getting those emotions out. And listening to a band like Victims, I think it can be like a therapeutic thing, because some of the lyrics just hold back nothing, is what it feels like. So at least depending on how you listen to it, of course it won't be therapeutic for everyone, but for me at least, I've found that diving through their discography and reading through their lyrics and stuff, I found some stuff that has really just resonated with me and made me connect with the band. So I'm always, even if I think they've never put out a volume where I've not enjoyed it or done a bunch of revisiting, but I think over the years that's why they just remain on my radar all the time. I know I'm late to making this video, but it was always a plan to get this done, and they'll probably be putting out another single soon that I'll make sure to get to. But I'm really excited for this next chapter for them. I'm pretty sure I just cut an S off of there somewhere. Next chapter, I think if this is what to expect, along with taking into consideration how their records normally go, and having variety and stuff, I'm very excited. I'll see, obviously one song is not enough to make a judgment like this is gonna be, so I'm curious for the next single. I'll be making a video. This is a short and sweet track. It's very to the point. It's relentless, and it feels full too, having that chorus come around and in the short ass track that it is. I'm really into it. So let me know what you thought in the comments. I will link the video I used in the reaction portion of this, as well as all of the band's social media, any sort of promotional links or pre-orders for the record in the description of the video. Let me know what you thought of the song. I will also link my Linktree that has the Patreon, the Discord server, my Twitch channel. The Discord server is where the community is based for my YouTube channel. We've got a lot of really awesome people in there, music lovers talking about music-related stuff and stuff totally unrelated to music as well. So if you want to come join, check that out. That's there. Twitch and Patreon are things I'm going to be focusing on a lot, along with my YouTube channel and my request streams on Tuesdays coming up in the near future. But Patreon, everything is already listed out that I currently offer, but I am planning on doing a revamp to add more stuff in there pretty soon. And Twitch, I've done a few streams, but I am about to start getting into weekly streaming, and it will be different than my YouTube streams because it'll be reflecting on stuff I'm already familiar with in different ways. I have a bunch of themes already planned out, playlists and stuff. So if you're interested in seeing what those will be like, you can follow the Twitch channel and see when I go live. Join the Discord server, take a look at the Patreon, whatever you want to do. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.